this is Sable Guy, and I'm not stopping the stream until somebody shows up. Because I need to have 3 average viewers per stream, and so, that's it, just and so. Okay, that's kind of fucked up. Okay, that was interesting.
Because I will say, these people, like, despite the religion, it's just how they acted and how they're treating this thing.
Would
like,
she have
I
liked
love it.
Would she have liked it better if he'd said, well, my original plans were to spend the day with my family, but my job insists I be here for people like you, so here we are.
That's what I said.
And I say that, and I
that's what
always say that.
I always say that.
As someone who's worked in retail, January should be a purge month where every service worker gets to take their revenge on customers.
Oh,
Yeah.
next horror movie?
Holiday purge.
I just, okay, sorry, I got heated.
Yeah, it's
Don't
okay.
apologize.
It's okay.
I got heated. I'm not saying that everything I said was accurate, but I was speaking from emotion.
Yep.
But like I said, I may not be particularly religious nowadays, but I do still believe in like that this time of year can be a time to really spread joy and be giving and to think of others. That's the whole point of it. And like she's doing the opposite. She is doing the opposite. She is trying to be a black hole of joy and suck it out from everyone else. No, you should be thinking of others. Think if
Exactly.
you're out to dinner on Christmas Eve,
My
oh my God,
God, you better be
You
kind.
better be dropping at least a 50% tip.
You better be
dude.
dropping. You better believe that this woman does this all the time.
Yeah.
And she's just using Christmas as. That's the thing. I can't stand when people use these things as excuses. It's like you're not even thinking of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
This guy is
Yeah.
working, maybe on a holiday that he really cares about. Did you even?
Yeah, and again, like the Christmas, it's a pagan holiday. No one is trumping on your beliefs by existing and being different than you, and like she's treating this like it's like something that should. It's just again, I just
Yeah.
it just gives like
Frustrating.
You boil it down, she sucks.
yeah.
She is definitely the asshole.
Oh, my God.
Bah.
Anyways, moving on.
Grinch, top Grinch,
Top Grinch.
top Grinch.
Top Grinch.
Am I the asshole for suggesting my daughter skip Hanukkah gifts this year? I, a 58-year-old man, have 3 children. My daughter Marie, 28, my son Frank, 25, are from my first wife, and I have a son Chris, who's 7, with my new wife, all fake names. I admit that Chris is a little spoiled and used to getting his way. Marie got married 2 years ago, and her husband is Jewish. She celebrates Hanukkah with him and his son John, who's 8, and family. John lives with them full-time as his mom is not in the picture. They also come to see us for Christmas, which would be via Zoom this year. So we usually do the 4-gift rule when it comes to Christmas, since Chris tends to get stuff throughout the year. Well, he came home from school last week saying how a kid in his class is Jewish and he gets a present every night of Hanukkah, and how it wasn't fair that he was getting 8 presents and he only got 4. I pointed out that he also got things throughout the year and that I wasn't sure if the gifts were even that good. He started complaining that John was going to get 8 gifts and then whatever we got him, and he was only going to get 4 and whatever they got him. I said it didn't actually matter, but I ended up having to send him to his room to calm down. I called Marie and asked if they could maybe skip Hanukkah gifts this year because it upset Chris so much knowing that John was going to have so many more gifts than him. She said no, they had already bought all his gifts, and considering Chris wasn't even going to see what he got, it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
I admit I got a little frustrated and said it wouldn't kill her to do something that could help her brother. She told me that Chris was being a spoiled brat about gifts, and it wouldn't be helping him to deny John his gifts they spent time and energy picking out, just so he wouldn't throw a tantrum. I lost my temper and said she wasn't even his real mom, so I wasn't sure why she was picking some kid she wasn't even related to over her brother. I regret saying that. She blew up, and the short of it is I'm a terrible person. She has no interest in helping spoil Chris any more than he already is, and she will not be celebrating via Zoom with us this year and does not want to hear from me again anytime soon. I should have
I
said
think
what I
there's
did.
somebody
I admit that.
here. It claims there's somebody here. Maybe it's Emily. Maybe not. As Emily's the one name I don't recognize. Okay, now it says there's two people here. Whatever. Maybe one of them will
But
talk.
she hung up before I could apologize. Now Mark is on my case saying that I need to stop babying Chris and that he wouldn't be seeing us either because if he or Marie had acted like Chris acts, I'd have punished them. I'm frustrated and my wife says she understood my heart was in the right spot, but it was kind of unreasonable to ask them not to celebrate Hanukkah because Chris felt slighted. I don't really think I was so wrong to ask, but maybe it was unreasonable. I don't think my kids should be this angry at me though. It was suggested I post here, so was I really such an asshole for this?
Ugh, this is so complicated. It hurts my heart. to
If
be
someone
honest.
tells you, post that on Reddit. They're telling you to get wrecked.
Yeah, they're telling you to like get raked against the coals because you are gonna.
There's a lot of family here. It's a whole family tree. But telling someone to not celebrate a holiday for the sake
No.
of your 7-year-old son because your 7-year-old son feels jealous, this is such an opportunity to have your son learn something and like also just like deal with your emotions and not allow. If you allow his jealousy to dictate other people's lives on that scale, you're creating a monster.
Yeah, and you're dictating which religion is more important than the other in a way. Like
Exactly.
it's weird.
To me, it's clear that the Marie and the other brother are at a point where they're like, I'm f***ing done with our dad spoiling this child. No, and I think that they like put a limit on
It's
it.
wild. It must be so interesting to have like
Whoa.
a sibling, a half sibling that is the same age as your own kid. That's so crazy. 'Cause there's one his
Yeah.
OP's son with his new wife is 7 and his daughter's kid is 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm also the opinion, you know, people do dumb shit. They have times where they're an asshole. If his kids are this easy, if it's this easy for them to go no contact, then I'm like, this is,
Oh yeah.
may I say, the tip of the iceberg.
No.
But I mean, that's so intense
Yeah.
to say I don't want to hear from you anymore.
I'm
That's a whole
X saved like we
lifetime of bad
97X.
behavior.
yeah, I'm telling you, yeah,
Said,
this is the tip of
"Please
the
ace
iceberg.
chat for
Sorry.
service."
And it's a second wife. Like you never
They're
know.
probably
what
Saved like
so,
we
happens.
Yeah,
97.
they're probably so sick of their
Said,
shit, of his
Please
shit.
ace chat
at
for
this point where
service.
they're like, no, I'm not even going to see you for Christmas. You have to do something pretty bad to back out of Christmas. And then
Yeah.
to have, I do enjoy that the brother was like in solidarity, like, I'm sticking with my sister.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
It sounds like them together are, and he didn't even have to question it for a second. It sounds like this dad sucks, and it sounds like this dad never really considered them. It might be one of those situations where when they were born, he just was really not a present father, and now
Probably so strict.
later in life, he now has a new marriage and a new kid, and he's like actually being there, sort of, but spoiling
No.
them, and now these kids are like, I'm out. This sucks.
There's two separate relationships I feel like when with your parents. It's the relationships you had as when you're a kid, and then the relationships as full-on adults, like almost like you're at the same level. Like it's completely different experiences, and you kind of have like a, I don't know. I experienced this where it's like I'm an adult now, and I feel like it's kind of a reset, and I'm getting a whole different flavor of relationship from my parents. And yeah, I totally see like this is like a new era. and the dad being like, I don't feel like I was an asshole for asking. It's like,
And it's also like he probably was a very strict dad with them growing up, but there's something that happens to dads. They go through, dads and moms, they go through phases. Like my dad was very strict growing up, and now as a grandfather, oh my God, these kids could run over and he's like, here's an iPhone. They could like be like, you, and he's like, here's an iPhone. I don't know what happens. It's like their brain breaks and they go, I don't want to be that guy anymore. And they just go the opposite.
Another thing, another aspect of this is like, he's pretty much reducing Hanukkah down to just the practice of gift giving.
Exactly.
And not acknowledging that there's a tradition and like a meaning to it. And then
Yes.
just to tell someone not to celebrate it is
Exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
It's a great lesson point for the kid
He's
to be
not
like,
considerate.
Hanukkah's not about the
people-
gifts.
yeah, every family has different
It's
situations.
simply so much easier for him to tell his 7-year-old son, like, this is how it works, deal with it,
Done and done.
than to make your child stop celebrating a holiday with their
Yeah.
family. That's crazy.
Take gifts away
Exactly.
from another child, an innocent child, where that's his religion. That's what he celebrates.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's like the dad is fully diminishing the relationship as a whole.
That's
by
why
doing
they
that.
told him to go on
This
for
guy's
Reddit.
insane.
They told him to go on Reddit.
Some comments here. Lol. Let me get this straight. You asked your adult daughter and her husband to not give her stepson Hanukkah gifts in their own home because your similar age son in your home wouldn't like knowing the stepson got more gifts overall than him? You're the asshole, and this isn't even close. There is no alternate universe where you would not be the asshole here. Your older kids are right. Chris is spoiled, and you know it. You can increase his gift count if you want. It's your home and your money, but you absolutely 100% cannot ask an adult to alter their own holiday celebration in their own home because your kid is jealous. But you really should nip this in the bud now before it's too late to fix Chris and he winds up a victim of affluenza. P.S. You should have fake named him Dudley instead of Chris because this is basically right out of Harry Potter. And Dudley got worse before he got better.
Oh my God.
That was brutal. I actually disagree with your wife. Your heart wasn't in the right place, and you are now joining the dubious club of fathers who turn into horrible fathers to the children they had first when they get a new family. Welcome. The prizes include new children who turn into narcissistic brats, prior children who want nothing to do with you, and brothers and sisters who are distant and uninvolved. You're the asshole.
He's getting his ass beat right now.
get wrecked.
Yeah. You're the asshole. They're Jewish. Hanukkah is part of their religion. Besides, Chris really does sound spoiled since he's getting upset someone else is getting more than him. The first couple presents are usually smaller anyway. Candies and small games, that type of thing. Things Christian parents would usually put in a stocking. Marie shouldn't have to not give her child gifts just because you've decided that your household rule is the rule of 4. She's an adult and can parent her own child. You parent yours. Yeah, this guy's straight on his way to being completely alone.
That's so true about the stockings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've
Stocking.
heard that it's like it's not equivalent, and
Yeah.
it is crazy though. Like it's crazy behavior that this 7-year-old kid is thinking about what this kid is getting somewhere else.
Like a
I'm
wild amount of control.
I know kids get jealous when like they
do.
witness it in person, but to just be sitting there at home going, that other kid has more gifts than me. I'm like, that kid's crazy.
Yes.
Also, I don't believe in equalness when it comes to kids. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but I just think it gives you this like false. It's like, well, she got it, I want it. It's like, did
Especially
you earn
in,
it?
Especially
Well,
in different households.
different households.
Like, too.
And different households.
Yeah, like I do think that's an important lesson because that's a lesson you have to learn someday. And I do believe one of my beliefs of like raising a kid is like you kind of have to simulate the real world and real world experiences. Like
It's not
those are
equal.
the lessons. And it's like yeah, I'm sorry that there are going to be people who are going to get more than you.
Yep.
And there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it. And it may not be fair.
Yep.
But that is how it's going
What
to
it is.
work. And you can't just throw a tantrum and get your way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, also a weird red flag for me is like when you just send your kid to go calm down. I sometimes I don't think that's the just sending your kid to go be upset elsewhere rather
Yeah.
than trying to comfort them and
Oh.
give them a lesson is.
This guy having a conversation with someone. All right, let's move on from that Grinch.
Ugh.
Here we go. Here's our last story, and I think it'll be a little bit lighter, a
Okay.
little bit sweeter, and on a sweeter note. Today I f***ed up by giving my daughter a potato for a Christmas present. That's fucking awesome.
Potato?
This is so sweet.
A potato has so much potential,
Yeah, it does.
and all of them are good. Obligatory, this happened a while ago. When my daughter was 6, she was obsessed with the TV show Little House on the Prairie, which delighted my wife and me, who loved the show when we were kids. In the pilot episode, the family was so poor that each of the girls got a new cup, a shiny new penny, and a potato as a gift for Christmas. My daughter couldn't stop talking about it. Now, my family is really big into taking practical jokes too far. There was the feral daughter kept in a cage prank of 2010 and the bloody leprechaun joke of 2013, but this one really backfired on us. After she went to bed on Christmas Eve, we hid all of her real presents behind the couch and left one package in the middle of the floor. When she came down, she seemed surprised that there was only one gift, but carefully unwrapped it to reveal, you guessed it, a shiny tin cup, a brand new penny, and a potato. Attached was a note from Santa. Molly, I heard how much you love the Little House show. Here's hoping you have a very prairie Christmas. Love, Santa. She grabbed the potato and started to cry. Uh-oh, I really screwed up this time. However, it wasn't because she was upset, but because she was so happy.
No.
Oh.
Even when we revealed her other gifts, she only wanted to be with her potato. She drew a face on it and carried it around with her everywhere. But it started to go bad. First, it turned
Oh.
green and started to sprout islets. Eventually, we had a very traumatic experience where the potato disappeared in the night. She's 17 now and still talks wistfully about the potato every Christmas.
Oh my God! She had a castaway situation.
I'm sorry!
Sorry, Wilson.
I'm sorry!
Planted the potato.
I know.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, Wilson.
That's so cute. That's so classic.
They raised such a great daughter.
I love it. That's actually very me coded. That like I would have been freaking psyched.
Yeah.
Like if I had seen that on the show, because like I used to read books about like the boxcar children and just like how they had a nice little shiny teacup and like that's all I wanted was a little
Yes.
like
You
I
don't
love it.
need much.
It's like that classic video of like, wow, an avocado!
I know.
Thanks!
Didn't Jimmy Kimmel do that? I
Did-
think he put it
did
on
he?
his show of like parents, a compilation of parents giving their kids like.
Avocados.
Yeah.
My mom used to wrap clementines, and we'd be like, "Okay, mom, where are the real gifts, you bitch?"
Oh my god. My dad puts an orange.
Where are my Pokemon cards?
My dad puts an orange at the toe of our stockings every year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Look, me
That's so
nowadays,
funny.
love that.
This child is the polar end of the other child
Yes.
from the previous story.
Completely.
That's so sweet. Wow. So, the cage prank of 2010 and the bloody leprechaun joke of 2013 are stories this guy has posted.
Wow.
Those are freaky. I want to read
This
those.
this family, wild.
This family, quirky.
This family's awesome.
Quirky.
This is the holiday spirit right here.
Oh my God.
This is what it's about.
This is so cute.
Wow.
So adorable.
That's awesome.
The
Are there any
comments.
comments?
Oh, of course. You know what you need to do, right? This Christmas, do the exact same thing. She'll find it hilarious and wholesome. OP responded, lol, we actually got her a potato-shaped pillow last year. Someone else said, my 3-year-old nephew asked for a big rope for Christmas like 3 days before. My mom was like, go buy him one. Okay, whatever. I got a good nylon rope. Come Christmas Day, and there's presents filling the living room. Big family, and my mom doesn't understand moderation at Christmas. This 3-year-old, only now just old enough to understand what Christmas is, looks at a ton of presents there for him, only grandkids at that point in a large family, and just asks, where's my rope? OP responded, kids want what they want. This is hysterical.
This mistake is costing Amazon Prime shoppers big. Are you still using Prime? Because at this
That's awesome.
You know what this gives the same energy of is people who have cats where they buy like fancy cat toys and then the cat's like, box!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you say lol?
Well, they write it. I'm not going to say LOL. It's easier to say lol.
Is LOL cooler or is LOL cooler?
Neither.
Lamau.
My
I say
ass off.
LMAO. I'm not going to say Lamau.
Laugh my ass off.
Laugh my
Lamau.
ass off.
Shaking my
Raffle.
head.
Rafflecopter. I'm millennial. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm millennial too. People on the live stream thought I was Gen X.
And you cussed them out. she cussed them out.
I did. I cussed them out because I think
It's because you don't know what RAM is.
It's memory software.
No, software. No,
Man.
software goes on the RAM.
The RAM carries the software to the Mac.
You should say
Yay.
LOL. You should say LOL instead.
Yeah, LOL is gross. Sounds like you're saying Lowell, Massachusetts.
Okay, biggest Grinch.
Biggest Grinch. Now, here's the thing. I went hard on that Karen because
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
Rightly
But
so.
ultimately, the crime she committed, not as bad as I think is that husband, tip of the iceberg guy. I'm not liking that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
also the dad who asked someone to not celebrate a holiday. That's actually as Grinch as you
That's-
get. He tried to steal the holiday from them.
That is typical
He actually was the most
Grinch
Grinch.
fashion. I think technically, because like since the Karen didn't like confront the waiter or
Yeah.
like report them
Just
or
a-
anything, it was just
yeah.
like a internal thing. I don't know. I think asking, obviously, he asked something shitty. The dad, the dad, but the rich father actively like making every day a little bit shittier for his entire family.
That's
I
true.
think
Wait, the tip of the
air
iceberg
conditioning,
guy?
tip of the iceberg, air conditioning dad, I think is the ultimate Grinch.
I think he's the ultimate Scrooge because at the end of the day, Grinch changes his heart. So I think the ultimate Grinch is the guy who stole Hanukkah.
Yeah.
But the fucking tip of the iceberg guy is Scrooge.
That is Scrooge,
and
you're
he
right.
needs to go down with the ship.
Laptop,
girl.
no, because
But she
Hanukkah
did
guy
learn,
didn't
so
necessarily
she is
steal,
Grinch.
change his ways.
Laptop girl, change of heart.
She did apologize, and she realized she was
Oh,
in the wrong.
laptop girl.
I'd say
Heart
she's
grew
Grinch.
8 gigs that day.
The clear,
You can't do anything with.
the clear indicator here is this holiday season. Think of others and be kind to others and be considerate. And but like, look, I hope you have a great time. I hope
And
you have
if
a
you
great
mess
holiday.
up, just apologize.
It's okay to mess up.
Hey, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Lol.
Being a Grinch is okay if you realize you're being a Grinch, and you change and you allow your heart to grow.
Wow, you sounded like the Grinch. His body, though. Oh my!
We gotta go.
All right.
Lol.
Happy holidays, and we'll see you later. And hey, you know what? Have a great time. Mexican salsa, yes. Bye.
I love that. That's the word.
Rural town, so like seeing a horse is like, oh, you're usually wealthy. When like,
Right.
if you told me that you had to get to school via horse legitimately, I wouldn't, like, I know that it's people like, oh, you're rich because you can own a barn and other horses, like they might not necessarily be
Right.
like in a
'Cause
position
everybody's
where,
got a horse.
yeah,
Everybody has
or it's just like that's how they get there. I don't know if that makes sense. That like they might
Yeah.
not be.
No.
I'll
It
say
definitely makes
how
sense.
I interpret it, I
Right,
think
because
of,
I'm
like,
seeing
the
it from.
Kardashians with a
I'm
horse.
picturing a Florida school, which there are horses and people have horses in Florida, but like, I'm picturing like a regular ass school with someone walking up and I'd be like, "Who are you?"
I feel like
Yeah,
definitely in
yeah.
America, and I would assume England too, but if you have horses, you have to be. It's hard to have horses and not be wealthy.
Yeah,
I feel like.
it might be
Right.
your
Based
business
on my
too, but yeah.
experiences, at least I guess where I've lived.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
fair. I'm sure there's places, but still.
Just interesting.
I see as a kid, if someone rode their horse to school, I would think it's cool.
Do you have to have like a poo bag? Like when you walk your dog, you're supposed to have it on a leash.
Like
and
a
with
horse
poo bag.
diaper.
Yeah, but a horse is like, it's a big.
Dude.
Yeah.
They drop deuces, dude.
Like, what do you do?
Don't they? Aren't there like
know.
things that can like catch it? Like,
I
isn't
don't
there like a
know.
little basket?
Like it swings?
Little horse basket.
That's nice.
no.
It's kind of.
Once again, our resident
happening?
Texas toast and horse expert.
Tell us about the poo bucket.
Usually, you only have a poo. Well, I don't know if you want to call it a poo bag, but what you're calling a poo bag behind your horse is if you're riding like in the street, like in a parade or something, or like with a carriage, like someplace where there's a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
But if it's like a green area, not in a city, you don't usually have one.
Do they make them for ponies?
Yeah, they're just smaller.
Aww.
Yeah, but like even cops, like in LA, that ride horses don't have bags.
And let's talk about that. Why are there police on horses in LA?
That's a good point. I've always, whenever I see horses, like police on horses, I'm just like, really? I
yeah.
haven't seen a criminal on a horse.
I think it's intimidating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no old school bank robbers.
Yeah, it's like there's no train heists happening.
Can you imagine someone like grabs an old lady's purse, like is running through the crowd at the parade, and the police officer's like, "Don't worry, I'll catch him." Gallops the horse through like 2,000 people,
Just
like
knocking people
yeah,
over.
dude, that's medieval warfare. Get off the horse, and you're still gonna have to run after it.
Yeah.
Poop falling in the street, people
Yeah.
stepping on it. Aw.
Yeah. The verdict was not the asshole. Some comments here. Info, did you really think other kids would not bat an eye? Of course they wanted to ride the pony. OP responded, I obviously knew people would show an interest, but I honestly thought the kids would just be happy to see a pony, and it would brighten people's Friday. The pony is mega safe, so I knew everyone could stroke him and give him a fuss, and assumed that would be that.
Me and who? Sorry. Who's gonna stroke me and give me a fuss? That's what I was saying. That's all I was trying to say. I was trying to joke.
I know it's like I know
yeah.
it's different like wording because it's in England, but hearing like it's hard for me to. It's just weird.
I think I honestly, I don't think it's fair for me to comment on this story because I want to be that little child who
Exactly.
every Friday gets to ride their pony to school. Like that is so
Oh,
wonderful.
yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine the smell of the fresh air. I mean, it's everything that
Oh, yeah.
I want in my
My
life.
earlier statement is from jealousy, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh, it's brave.
They're having a fantastic life.
Yeah. And I'm grateful for my life, but I walked to school carrying my fucking saxophone.
You play saxophone?
I did. I had an alto
Wow.
saxophone.
Which one was taller, you or the alto?
Hey! Oh! There you go!
Sorry, I'm sorry.
The alto is one of the smaller saxophones. I'll have you know.
It was still a piece of shit to carry all the time. Everyone sucks here because it's a kid drop off, and you brought a fecking horse.
Fecking.
Fecking with an E for your little girl to ride in on. Parents wrangling little kids, teachers helping while trying to get started. You bring a distracting horse kids would love to pet and maybe wish to ride. Your horse, your prerogative, but read the room a bit. I think it's a little harsh, but I also see what they're saying.
Right, that's
that
in
it's
the
like
same
you're
vein
gonna
of-
make the school a little chaotic. I see it more for where I think this fits more is at the end of the day when you're getting picked up. If you brought the horse to school,
For her to
That's
ride
fun.
on and be like, let's
Dude,
get out
that'd
of
be
here.
great.
That's fun.
It makes
Let's right off into the sunset.
Yeah, like, all right, go! And the horse just rides off with the kid.
Bunch of cans on strings going,
yeah.
just horsed.
It makes me think of, it brings back a core memory of mine where my mom sometimes would come to school to pick me up, and she would bring one of our dogs.
Oh, that,
Yeah, and that was so sweet. She brought one of our dogs to school. So when I walked out, she was there with our dog Jack, and then but our other dog, she only brought one of the dogs because it would be too much to take both. Our other dog was so fucking pissed, and he took one of our TV remotes and just ripped it to shreds. Like he was pissed. He was like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
Took him over me.
Someone else said, not the asshole. If you showed up in a really cool car or truck to pick up the kids, does everyone get a ride? You also sound appropriately safety focused, making sure the pony is good around people, for example.
It's a nice treat if handled well. That mom did not handle it well. But what do I know? If I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat.
That'd be dope. Is that Jeff Bezos? Can you check the...
Yeah, he has the room.
That was him.
And then the last thing is, this is the whitest thing I've ever read.
Yeah? Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean,
No, that's, like I said, that's some Downton Abbey shit.
yeah.
I feel like in England, do people, there's a lot of horses around. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just remember...
You know,
Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of horses. Everyone has a horse. Everyone has a horse there. Everyone's a knight.
Yeah.
There's castles.
They all have flags, and one's got a dragon.
I don't fucking know. This episode is brought to you by Factor. It is December. It is a bustling holiday season, and you might be looking for flavorful, nutritional meals to get you through these jam-packed. Back to the show. Here's our next story. Am I the asshole for jumping out the train
Yes.
window?
How? I can't interpret that. You can open up windows on trains to jump out?
Maybe there was a police officer on a horse.
That would, yeah.
We'll see.
Right, it's the Lone Ranger.
I study in a big city, and my hometown is far away from any major train station. The closest one is 45 kilometers away. I like how all of these have been in the UK, except for Ketchup Guy. While the train tracks are very close to my town, the train doesn't stop near it. What I do is I book a ticket to the nearest station, then I jump out the window. The train varies in speed, but it's very slow when it's in that area, so it's never really dangerous jumping out. Never once gotten hurt. I don't like doing this, and I try to arrange for someone to pick me up, as there are literally no buses or anything there. One day, we had a family emergency, and they needed me ASAP. I took the only train that day and did it. Looks like one of the train workers saw it last time and recognized me when I came on the train. She asked me for my ID, and I said no. She kept telling me to give it to her, and I refused. I know this is a common tactic ticket collectors use. You show them your ID, and they keep it until you do what they want. She got upset, walked away, then came back with another worker who explained to me that they're upset and I can't do this. I explained I have a family emergency and I understand their concern, but nobody can pick me up and they need me. They told me they don't care. I went to the bathroom and shit, there was no window there. Went to the other cabin and I think they caught on to me, especially since I brought my backpack with me. Thankfully, this one did have a window and I did it. They were screaming at me. I don't know what.
On my way back, they saw me and were so pissed. I convinced them that it wasn't me, and I pretended like I was a foreigner, and I said I only speak English, and it worked. I feel really bad, but I did what I had to. Okay. Wow.
They went to the bathroom and shit.
No, they went to the bathroom and shit. There was no window there.
They should have used a different word.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get out of here.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh no, there's no window, it smells!
This is one of those where I'm just like, it doesn't even matter if you're an asshole or not. You're breaking the law. Like, you are endangering yourself. Probably just mainly endangering yourself. But you could end up super inconveniencing everyone else on that train if they have to halt the train for whatever reason.
I mean, God forbid you like jump out and you do it wrong and then you end up under the tracks. Like that's the reality of it. Like that's just why you, or like you jump out and there's a rock in the field you didn't see and you hit your head on it, good night, and no one knows that you're in the field and now your family is wondering where you are and they have an emergency. It's like that's why you don't.
I've never dealt much with trains in my personal life, but it's one of the weird things I've learned from the internet over the years is like, don't f with trains. Do not underestimate trains.
Yeah.
Because they are so much more powerful than you realize. So it seems like, oh, it's going slow, just jump out of the train. It's like, dude, if any part of that train gets you, you're like, that part of the body is gone. Verdict for this guy was asshole.
Right.
Right.
In like a societal way.
Yeah, it just
Like,
kind of a
you
like,
broke the law.
I think it's just kind of, there's not much nuance to this. It's like, yeah, don't jump out of train windows. In fact, someone said, you're the asshole, don't jump out of train windows, asshole.
How about that?
There you go. Someone else said, you're the asshole, nobody should have to tell you that jumping out of a large vehicle while it's moving is a bad idea. See, I think that's where I stand a little bit more is like, it's less that I'm like, you're an asshole, it's more that like, I'm like, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, the risk to reward is just not there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Someone said, this is very funny, so I hate to say it, you're the asshole. You're a little rascal, I respect that. But you have to understand that if you get injured, those train workers will likely face consequences. So maybe take your mischief somewhere else. That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
My brain is still breaking on the train windows opening. I've never in my life been on a bus that the window opened enough to get out of.
I think,
you know?
Yeah, maybe in wherever they are, they're just not expecting, like, people aren't expecting people to jump out of the train.
I do like, though, that once they got in trouble, they just pretended to be American, and that seemed to work. Right.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm sorry,
I only
I'm
speak
stupid,
English.
I'm obviously here and I'm dumb.
Yeah, so I have no idea where this takes place, but yeah.
That's what I do whenever I'm in trouble. Sorry, I only speak English. And they're like, you're under arrest.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm like,
understand. You're funny.
Sorry, I'm American. They're like
yes.
we're
Get
in
in the car.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you're going to jail. Okay, here's our next story. Am I the asshole for forcing my brother to buy me a new engagement ring? Okay.
Don't look that up.
I'm a 26-year-old man proposing to my girlfriend, who's 24, on our 4th anniversary, September 30th. I've been planning this for about a month, and I picked the ring a couple weeks ago. The one I got was on sale, so I managed to get it at a surprisingly low price. Last weekend, I told my brother, who's 33, about my plans and showed him the ring. He informed me that he was proposing to his girlfriend, who's 29, as well. The next day, my brother came to my apartment while my girlfriend was out. He asked me if he could borrow my ring to propose to his girlfriend. I thought he was joking at first, but no. His plan was to propose to his girlfriend, explain he was using my ring as a placeholder, and then take her to pick her own ring later. His reasoning was that he didn't want to spend too much money right away in case she didn't say yes. I'd never heard of placeholder rings, so I said no, and the conversation moved on. On Tuesday, he proposed to his girlfriend with my ring. He'd taken it before leaving my apartment. I got distracted at work and didn't notice it was gone until his fiancée sent a picture of herself wearing the ring to our family group chat. I called him to ask about the ring, and he immediately apologized and said he'd keep his promise and give it back to me. But at this point, my girlfriend had seen it and his fiancé had posted about it on social media, so it was pointless for me to propose using the same ring. We fought about it, and he confessed that while he'd told his fiancée the ring was a placeholder, he didn't tell her where he'd gotten it from. I felt more angry and betrayed about him going behind my back and taking the ring after I said no, than the fact that he stole it. I also know his fiancée enough to know she wouldn't like to learn her engagement ring had been stolen from me. So I told my brother I'd tell her the truth if he didn't buy me a new engagement ring. He fought against it for a few hours, but finally gave up and agreed. We went to a different jewelry store yesterday, and I picked out a new ring. I managed to stay in the price range, but the new one was still $100 more expensive. My brother bought the ring, but is still accusing me of being inconsiderate and childish. He is insistent he would have given me the ring back had I given him the opportunity, and I didn't need to threaten him to spend so much money on me. He's now refusing to talk to me. I don't know how to feel about this anymore. I usually talk to my brother about these things, and it's surreal that he's the one I'm fighting. I can't tell my girlfriend, and many of our friends overlap. The only other person who knows about this is our mom, who's divided. She thinks that what my brother did was wrong, and I'm right to be pissed at him, but I didn't have to stoop as low as I did by threatening his relationship. Am I the asshole? If you're threatening someone's relationship with the truth,
Yeah.
you're not threatening their relationship. They threatened their own relationship.
Yeah.
The older brother is the younger brother in this scenario.
It's so sad. It should never be like
Yeah.
that, unfortunately.
That's crazy.
That's
Why is the mom
wild.
divided?
Yeah.
Like, is it genetic? What's going on
I gotta be
here?
honest.
She's currently dividing.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, specifically with Reddit stories that we read on this show, I am consistently shocked at like family members' takes on stuff that takes place within the family. And I realize like a lot of moms, grandmas, aunts, uncles, when it comes to like their like children or nieces and nephews, I wonder if it's that they're just so afraid of taking a side that they just kind of like do weird shit. But a lot of times they really blame the wrong person, it seems like. I don't know. I'm also like, as the older brother, I'm like, that would just feel so weird.
Dude,
Like
is she?
icky.
Yeah.
Even if the little brother was like, oh yeah, please, I would still never want to do that.
Why would I take your ring that
If it's a
you're
place-
gonna propose?
If it's a placeholder, don't get like
Use
an
some
actual
string.
engagement ring. Do
Yeah.
do something
Like a sweet little.
do something that maybe has some sort of personal significance, or honestly, I think then in that case, like something small or whatever.
Yeah. You can just wait.
You could also just wait.
Just wait.
What exactly is the sandbox then?
It's a 3D metaverse. The building blocks are voxels, which
My friends proposed, literally, like with string. My friends proposed. They didn't have a ring yet, and he proposed to her with like a string, and she was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes!"
Let's go pick out your ring
Yes,
together so that it looks
exactly.
perfect with all your
Yeah.
outfits. Like, what?
Did the brother not think about proposing until he found out like his little brother was gonna propose, and he was like, I need to propose first, but then like
Yeah.
really quickly rushed and did this because they were able to go, and he was able to buy him a ring, which means the older brother could afford a
Have the
ring.
money.
So I don't understand this. They put it all over social media too. It wasn't the brother didn't post, but the girlfriend or the fiance posted all this stuff with her with the ring, which is also weird if it's a.
Well, she doesn't know it's a placeholder.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
She
he
got a
told her.
real-
He told her it's a placeholder. He just didn't tell her where the ring was from. But that's weird to give you an actual engagement ring and say it's a placeholder.
Yeah.
That's weird. You'd be like, so wait, what's the deal with this ring?
This guy and this gal, the older,
This is just
the
weird.
fiance is fucking weirdo.
This is just some
Yeah.
weird shit. The verdict not the asshole.
No.
'cause
Right.
Obviously. Not the asshole. When you borrow something after you have been expressly told you can't, it's called theft.
That's right.
Placeholder rings are a thing, but they're not actually proper engagement rings. They're usually something like a little plastic ring you'd get out of a vending machine. Not the asshole. He should have had to fork over a lot extra after how he screwed you over with this. Someone else said, this sounds like he feels that as he is older, he should be doing things like that before you. I would take a step back and reevaluate your milestones and if he had to beat you there. Is he normally competitive? Because this is not normal behavior at all. OP responded, no, he's not usually competitive. He's been very supportive of me throughout my whole life. I'm not trying to defend him, and I'm still pissed, but this behavior is surprising coming from him. Interesting.
Weird.
Weird.
So weird. Yeah, we'll never know. Actually, we will because there's an update.
There's an update.
Love this show.
First, the good news. My girlfriend and I are engaged.
Hey!
Yeah, there we go. I proposed to her on our anniversary just as I'd planned. She said yes, and we both cried. I love this woman, and I can't wait to marry her. Also, my brother's single.
Oh! Wow, it was a placeholder ring because it wasn't for her hand.
Oh. A couple days after my post, my mom called me and apologized. After thinking it through, she realized that while I did threaten his relationship, my brother had brought it upon himself. She confronted him the next day, and he ended up confessing that he wasn't going to propose until I said I was. Wait, what?
Yeah, the theory that he was like, oh, you're proposing, then I'm going to propose.
Okay, so, yeah, all right. My brother is older, but I've hit many milestones earlier than him. He never seemed bitter about it. We've always been close and supported each other, which is why I was completely blindsided by what he did. Finding out I was proposing made him panic. He spontaneously said he was doing so too, but freaked out about picking an engagement ring and devised a plan that, according to him, made sense at the time. Use mine and take his girlfriend to buy a new one later. That plan was ruined when I said no, so he stole my ring. The new plan was to propose with it, take her to buy a new one, and find an excuse to visit me the next day and discreetly return the ring to my apartment. I wasn't even supposed to know it was gone. That plan was also ruined due to his girlfriend's immediate announcement. He knew she was doing it, but not that she'd show the ring. Just imagine
Really?
Imagine a photo, no hands in picture, just like,
I'm engaged.
I'm engaged.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Engaged.
Guys, just bought a new car. Why are you at Magic Mountain? This has nothing. What
He's got a new car, me on a sidewalk.
like, there's nothing there.
Okay. Then he got mad that I made him get me a new ring because he'd told his girlfriend he'd get her one too. So his plan to spare himself the effort of choosing an engagement ring would end up making him buy two. Basically, my mom got him to admit his whole engagement was a panic move. She said he already seemed embarrassed when they started talking, but was a wreck by the time they were done. She told him to apologize to me, and he called me an hour later to do so. He seemed sincere. Many of you said his girlfriend deserved to know the truth, and I agree. The only reason I hadn't done so is because I thought that should come from my brother. So I took the opportunity to tell him that if he truly loved her, he'd tell her the truth. He did. I don't know much of what was said, but she dumped him. He gave me back the first ring and refused my offer to pay him back for what he'd spent on the new one. As some of you recommended, I waited 2 days after proposing to tell my fiance what happened. She was furious, but reassured me that she loved her ring more than any other. Since the first one was on sale, I can't return it to the store, so we're thinking of selling it. I haven't forgiven my brother, but because he's never done anything like this before, I'm willing to give him another chance. I'm going low contact for now. He'll have to earn my trust back. I really hope he does. I love him, and I don't want our relationship to end over what he did. Both my fiance and my mom agree with me on this. Yeah, I think this guy's handling it really well.
this guy's awesome.
And hopefully this whole situation will make the brother reevaluate his view on his brother.
How many times in their life, as the younger brother, did he have to like deal with the fact that his older brother is unfortunately just dumber than him? You know?
This
like
is,
he's just like, oh.
It's a panic move, but it's also one of the stupidest things
Yeah,
I've ever
it's
heard
so
in my life.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So I can't relate to this because, you know, both my brothers are a lot older than me. So they did hit every milestone. But it was a decade in front of me. So I kind of was just like, yeah, like,
Of
cool.
course.
I will be doing that in 10 years. So I can't imagine having a brother closer in age where those types of things might happen. I just simply can't relate.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's got to be hard. That's got to be hard if you have a sibling who consistently is doing stuff. But I think none of us here are older siblings. So
Thank God.
yeah, so we don't know what the to say to this.
If I had a sibling, they'd be hitting every milestone before me, regardless of their age. There's gonna be a 6-year-old proposing soon. It's like, I'm glad I'm alone.
Yeah, it would be tough. I truly feel for people. Like because I can't relate, I do feel for the older brothers.
Oh, I have so much
because I have
empathy.
no personal I feel empathy just
Yeah.
of like that's gotta suck.
Yeah, I don't have sympathy, I have empathy. The sympathy's gone because you did it to yourself and it was really, really stupid and you should have seen what happened. I have so much empathy for feeling like you're behind and that you don't have a win anywhere and you're really searching for it. You know?
I have empathy for the feeling, but the decisions are dumb.
Yeah.
And you're probably bringing this upon yourself.
Yeah. And the girlfriend, like, how much time did you waste of hers that she has to now be like, oh,
What's so sad is she clearly was really excited to get married.
Yeah. But good thing it happened because obviously this was some huge red flag that she'd, So like,
I hope this is his like awakening.
Yes.
I hope he's like, I need to fucking get my shit together.
Yeah.
We have a couple comments. Congrats on your engagement. Well, it's safe to say your brother won't be the ring bearer, but hopefully he'll enjoy the wedding all the same. OP responded, haha, yeah. We'll save that role for someone else. I really hope we've worked things out by the time my wedding comes along. Someone else said, damn, your brother went full on Smeagol and still lost the precious. OP responded, I kid you not, my fiance has called him Gollum more than once this week. Someone said, marry this woman, and OP said, gladly. Very cute.
He's like, that was the story. I did marry her.
Did you read it? Okay, I'm going now.
Yeah, dude, I did that. Very sweet. Very, very sweet.
I love hearing someone with a good head on their shoulders on these Reddit stories.
I know, and
it's a nice little.
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey. Perhaps you'll pick the ox, a merchant's best.
Little like humanity's gonna be okay.
It's really awesome that there's different kinds. Some of the worst is when someone you're like they're not the asshole, but they don't realize it and they refuse to like acknowledge of like, oh shit, this person sucks, and it's just like, yeah, come on, wake up. No, this person's great. All right. Am I the asshole for doing weird/awkward poses whenever my mother-in-law accidentally walks in on me in the bathroom?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa! Both legs overhead. Oh! Yeah. So my mother-in-law, I'm a gal by the way, came to stay with us for a few weeks till her home is renovated for Christmas. The problem is that she has been randomly walking in on me while I'm in the bathroom. Thankfully, not once has she seen me naked because I started picking up on her behavior after the second time in a week. She'd barge in, turn and say, oh, sorry, then close the door. I tried talking to my husband about it, but he kept ignoring me, then flat out said, so what if she's accidentally seen you naked? She's family. He seriously said that. We have a lock, and I could have used it, but I have a past trauma from the idea of locking/being locked in a room after my brother locked me in the bathroom when I was 5. So I came up with this idea. I'd go inside the bathroom pretending to use it and wait for her to come, because honestly, it's deliberate at this point. When she accidentally barges in, she'd see me in a weird/awkward position. For example, doing a ballet stand, standing on the toilet, or standing facing the wall with my hands up, fully clothed, of course. I could see how awkward and weird this would be for her, because she'd stand there for a few seconds trying to figure out what I was doing. It was hilarious at first seeing her initial confusion, but she told my husband about it, claiming, she's caught me practicing rituals in the bathroom. I cleared things up and revealed the reason why. My husband was livid. He called me childish and said that I made his mom feel terrified/weirded out by my behavior. He said I should have acted maturely and locked the damn door instead of playing mind games. Oh my God. We've had multiple stories of people barging in on people, and I don't get it, man. If I see a closed door, I am like, I feel nervous knocking.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I will say, can I vent about something here?
Yeah, get
Absolutely.
it done.
I think we at Smosh have a pretty good general rule of like, hey, if once you're done using the bathroom, keep the door open
Yeah.
so that it's clear that it's like available. When people shut a bathroom door that is unoccupied, I'm mad.
I agree
I'm like,
with that.
dude. It makes it look occupied.
Yeah.
And I have to assume, and now I'm sitting there like, ah, shit.
Especially when 10:30 hits and all of us are like, "You gonna shit? You gotta shit? You gotta shit over there?
It's
Yeah, we
like-
all gotta shit." And we're all just like waiting. It's like, yeah.
You guys should get a little number tab, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like the DMV.
Like a deli.
Yeah,
Oh.
just like that. Yeah. You know what they do? They do that at hospitals now. You like that?
There's a shit. There's a shit number
You
thing
pull
at
a
the
number at the hospital. Isn't that great?
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's different windows for
kinda
different
neat.
needs. Yeah, and if you pull the wrong one, you got to get another one and go in the other line. Yeah.
Oh. There's a piss only bathroom.
No, that's to get medical care.
Oh, got it.
But yeah, I do not comprehend just barging in on a closed door. I do not understand
It's
it
crazy.
at all. I think anyone who does that multiple times, especially after walking in on someone, they're an asshole.
Yeah.
But I'm also terrified of accidentally walking in on people and being walked in on. I one time used a Starbucks bathroom and accidentally forgot to lock the door.
Oh no.
So someone came in and they were
I
like,
was
"Oh,
luckily
you're
turned.
doing
I was
heroin."
luckily turned away, so they didn't see anything. But I was there, and I remember. I shut the door because I think I had to pee really bad. I shut the door, and I like kind of just stumbled immediately there, and then I'm there, and as I'm peeing, it's like this thing where I'm like, I forgot to lock the door. And then I'm like, and then I hear someone walking up, and I start yelling before that, like as the door's opening up, I'm like, occupant, it's occupant! And they still opened it, and I just hear, oh, I'm sorry. And then twice in like the past couple of years, I have accidentally opened a door. One time I was at a restaurant, and luckily the way that it was set up, I wasn't gonna see anything, but because there was like a wall, like, and the toilet's behind like this small wall.
Right.
So like I entered this way and turned to the left to see like the toilet.
Yeah.
And just peeking out from this wall, it's just this woman, and she's like this. She just goes like this. She just goes like, sorry, like, and I was like, oh. And
I love that.
And then I remember I felt bad about my reaction. That like my reaction, I just went, I went, oh God, oh God. Ew, fuck, ah! And then one time, the funniest one, I was in an airplane. It's like the middle of the night. It was an overnight flight.
Oh, boy.
I stumble, I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
That's a tiny
And
toilet.
it's one of those that kind of like folds like an accordion.
Yep.
And so I start unfolding it, and this old woman's in there, and she just, as I unfold it, it's, it kind of like folds forward. I just see her for a second. She's just like, ah! slams it back, and I was like, whoa!
Damn. I've had an opposite where I was on a plane and I don't know, it was stuck. I got stuck inside
Awesome.
the toilet, and there's an emergency way that they can open it, but like I don't know if it says anywhere, but a flight attendant had to come get me because they heard like an issue inside.
Awesome.
Like they heard me. I was like, I need help. I was there for like 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, whenever I'm using a public bathroom, I like have to check.
Yeah.
I'm making sure this is locked.
And I'd like to call out the nightlife scene here in Los Angeles. Why do you have stalls that don't have a lock on them?
Whoa.
It's
Why
the
are
worst.
you doing that?
I think that one is like,
They're
unfortunately,
broken, or there's just
security-based,
no.
probably.
I was one time in
Honestly, that actually makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
So,
think
like,
I've-
nobody's.
I think I've told this story before. I was in Australia once at a bar, and the stalls just didn't have doors.
Oh.
And I walked past, and the guy was just full on shitting.
That's called.
It was crazy. Verdict, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Comments, this is hysterically funny, and I'm so annoyed at your husband for one, not telling his mom to do things that literally 8-year-olds are capable of doing and knock, and two, for not having a sense of humor and mad respect for your creative way of handling this. Someone else said, not the asshole, you came up with a hilarious solution. You do have a husband problem, though. Lastly, tell them your ritual is to summon mother-in-law to the bathroom, and it's working every time. Not the asshole. We have a small little update here. My husband and his mom are extremely upset with me. He still thinks it was ridiculous and is demanding an apology before she goes back to her home. I'm not sure if I will apologize because yes, while it was a me problem that I couldn't use the lock, what she did still feels wrong, and maybe I'm wrong too, but at least I got, so did Reddit apparently, LOL, a bit of a chuckle out of it. Also, I'm sure Thanksgiving dinner will be hella awkward tomorrow, especially after what happened, LOL. my little hot take on this one is just that I'm like, this is a fun little silly story that I do think could end up being like, you know that meme of like the tiny domino and then the big domino? I'm like, this is gonna get worse. This sounds like their communication and stance on things is very different.
I mean, again, not to judge people, but usually if you believe other people are doing rituals in their own home, you're capable of believing other ridiculous things about them. And that would, I agree, lead to a lot of problems if every time your husband's talking to his mother, which maybe is often, she's like, so how's that witch wife doing? You know, more rituals in the corner. I hear she drinks frog blood.
Yeah.
It's like, this is always going to be very weird.
Yeah.
Show up to Thanksgiving with a, what is it called? Toil and Trouble, the fucking cauldron.
Oh, cauldron.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of
Show up
the
with a cauldron.
What's the other one called?
That sounds great.
The horn?
Oh, the
Kappa.
I know what you. Oh, dude, you and me, we got smooth brains today.
Cornucopia.
That's incredible. 2024, I'm trying to go to a witch Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Okay. Our last story.
Aw.
This one sounds great. This one sounds so sick, dude.
Those other ones?
That's nothing compared to this.
This one's for the dudes here.
Yo, this one's for the ponies.
Today I f***ed up by masturbating too long in the shower.
That's right.
So it's a 19-year-old dude. So I live in an apartment off college campus with 3 other guys. Everyone else was at class, and I decided to pop in a microwave lunch before hopping in the shower. Now, living with 3 other guys and sharing a room with one, there's not a lot of privacy. I was planning on anything, but got in the shower. Morning Adderall kicked in for my ADHD, I swear. Realized I was naked, and it had been a bit, and went, might as well. I popped in my water-resistant earphones for a more immersive experience, and in case the roomies came back unexpectedly. I may have gotten a bit too into it. It was an intense video. So what was supposed to be a quick shower turned into a 40-minute aggressive, ham-fisted session of earth-shattering self-pleasuring. I walked out a bit woozy. You can imagine my surprise to get out of the shower to find it surprisingly steamy with an awful smoky smell I hadn't noticed
Oh.
This is not just
before. I walked out of the bathroom to the kitchen to find my kitchen literally engulfed in these giant ass fucking flames and the smoke alarm going nuts. It turned out instead of hitting the microwave for 4 minutes, I added a 0 and set it for 40 and set my entire apartment on fire. Immediately, I ran out and called 911, but they were already on their way. A neighbor had called after smelling smoke. The firemen came down. My whole apartment complex had to be evacuated. Lost most of our kitchen and our living room and everything indoors with severe smoke damage. I wound up in the hospital for a few days due to smoke.
Inhalation.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. My roommates are pissed. Could have died, but not gonna lie, I get now why people like being oxygen deprived during sex.
Can I say the obvious thing?
Yeah.
Should have in the flames.
Hey.
Put him out. Put him out that way.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you know, if he suffocated the flames like he was choking the chicken.
This guy,
it's for the boys.
This guy has the same energy as that one dude in Pompeii who was jacking it
when he died.
When he died, when the flames, they're like, yeah, this guy fucking nothing was gonna stop him.
Yeah. Wow. Bastille wrote a song about it. Or I don't know. I don't know about that one.
He took an Adderall and it kicked in, and then he had a 40-minute Adderall-driven, world's most intense masturbation session where he also burned down his house. I mean, that is just
pretty epic.
Here's the thing, with Adderall, you can't pick what you end up focusing on. You get locked in.
He was probably watching it, jacking it, also switching over to notes and marking things that he's noticing in it. He's giving a full detailed essay on it, going back.
That's just like, I'm just trying to understand the...
What I think is crazy, because I've had this thought before of like putting something in the microwave before going in the shower. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
like you have the expectation then of taking a 2-minute shower. Like, don't. Like,
Yeah.
I get scared leaving my portable AC on when I go to sleep in my bedroom. I'm like, I'm gonna burn alive.
I say that, but when I was 19, I could see like just being like, I'll throw that in the microwave, and then you get in the shower and you're just like, what am I doing now? Oh, I forgot. Dude, all of this, like, popping in headphones in the shower
That is the
is
psycho
also
move.
insane. Everything
Yeah.
about this, I'm like, this guy commits, you know?
Yeah.
But like, bravo. A little bit. I do have respect for this guy. If I was one of his roommates, I would kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is
I
unforgivable.
would actually kill him.
This is. I
I'd
mean,
be like, you didn't die in the fire? Well, I'm gonna kill you now.
he did almost kill himself while like in the shower. He had to go to the hospital for a couple days.
We found him. He died. It's like, oh, from the fire? No, he jacked off too hard.
Hard.
We think that's what started the fire. You see, he took 40 milligrams of Adderall, and then
He smoked it like weed.
it was the friction.
The friction caused the fire. Oh man. Comments here. Oh my gosh, I thought this was going to be a passed out in the shower and almost died story. And then someone else said, isn't that what this was? Someone said, OP, username I hate microwaves. Has this experience changed your opinion on microwaves at all? And if so, how? OP responded, hate them. Motherfuckers should turn off when they're literally on fire. Dumbass machine. Someone said, yes, it's definitely the machine that was a dumbass. Someone said, my mother used to tell me about the time she accidentally started a grease fire by overheating French fry oil because she got distracted by a movie she was watching. She waited until I was an adult to tell me that the movie was porn. She set the house on fire watching VHS porn in the 80s. Someone else said, then what? Opie responded, what else did you want to know, LOL? Eviction, house fire, neighbors, friendship damage. What do you mean? You started a fire in a house. OP responded, I got evicted. Wasn't invited to my roomie's new place. My lungs hurt. Currently living in a motel my parents are helping me with while looking for a new place. Lost about everything I had, but renter's insurance, so I'll get some of it back. Okay.
Man, I don't think. Best case scenario of you burning your house down, no one died, everything's okay, you know. But also that really sucks. I hated that update.
That's a sad update.
No,
Sad
I think
update.
that's exactly what was going to happen.
But it is arguably maybe as soon as that fire started, this is best case scenario.
Absolutely.
Like, you know.
Do you think he gave up masturbation?
Oh, do you think he's on the NoFap subreddit now?
Like, what if he has?
He became the chosen.
Yeah. What if? Yeah.
I know what I must do now.
Yeah. I think after something like that, I might have PPTSD.
Wow, that's insane.
You got
man.
Brennan.
That's
Hey.
Brendan's so mad about that. Yeah, holy shit, that's a fucking nut story. Yep. That's a nut story. Now, oh my God. This guy, is this guy stupider than the train window jumper?
Yeah.
I think he's stupider because he admitted it.
I don't know if he's stupider, because the window train jumper is deliberately choosing to do something that I think is really stupid. This guy accidentally put the thing in the microwave for too long. He didn't mean to put it in for 40 minutes. He put it in. He thought he was putting it in for 4 minutes.
But there's something about I'm making this decision and I'm jumping out of this window versus like, where I'm like, I don't. There's apples and oranges.
Yeah, one guy's stupid. The other guy is the most intricate clownery I've ever heard of.
Right.
I mean, the setup for that bit is it's a long one.
Somehow the headphones in the shower is still what I think is crazy.
I agree.
He said they were waterproof though.
He said headphones in the shower in case my roommates got home. I'm like, so
You want to hear?
so they can fucking hear you and like.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa!
You know what? The dude was
Oh, it's the
high
headphones
on
for the
Adderall.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He
I know,
didn't
but
want
like
the
he's not
surround
his
sound.
sounds.
Yeah. They're very specific, pointed choices made because he's on a stimulant. It's not going to make sense.
He's now in a motel by himself, so he can do his thing. Wow.
Wow.
I did do some double takes to that. Some of them I didn't have to do a double take. I was just like, yep, they're doing this. But, yeah. Thank you both for joining me on this journey.
Yeah. If I can end this with one thing, I wish my life was that of the little Irish girls.
Yeah, I know.
Seems so
A little pony coming
Ride a
to
pony to school every day.
Riding a pony to school.
That'd be so nice.
That'd be incredible. Eating some Texas toast, garlic bread. You
Right.
know, we learned a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you, Amanda, for teaching us so much, and thank you all for watching.
How can you trust the reviews you're reading? Introducing FakeSpot by Mozilla. Whether on your phone or computer.
I keep seeing all of these posts about AI girlfriends being the future, and I just wanted to see what all the hype's about. What's all the hubbub? So I typed in AI girlfriend on Google, and I went to the first result and paid for an AI girlfriend. This is my experience. So I started by picking out my girlfriend. They're called iGirls. They have a wide selection here. They even have a waifu, but I thought there'd be no reason to choose her, considering I can get that experience just by playing a visual novel on Steam. So I went with this girl right here. I tried to think of a really cool name, but none were coming to mind. So instead I went for an old-fashioned name for a classy lady. So I chose Dorothy. After choosing the name of my future wife, I was a little disappointed to learn that I couldn't fully customize her like it was a fucking Dark Souls character creator, but they did give me these really cool sliders that helped me choose her personality. I ended up going with a combination of extremely flirty, super pessimistic, and very mysterious, so I basically just gave her the personality traits of Eeyore. And then I get to choose my goal with my AI companion. I thought the only one that made sense was to feel less lonely. And then I get to choose my passion, so there was a lot of great options here, like Netflix. If anyone chooses Netflix for their passion, I think they need to take a hard look in the mirror. I went with the obvious and just did gamer. And with that, I finalized my new wife. I was extremely excited, kicking my feet in my chair, and then I got hit with the cold water. The payment information. Dorothy, you succubus. Anything for you, though. I popped out my credit card and gave Dorothy the wacky numbers on the back. I have no doubt that this being the first result on Google means that I will probably have my credit card information stolen 100 times over. $9.99, I fear, is just the beginning. I think I'm going to be seeing charges out the wazoo over the next month from this experiment here. Fucking new ports and car repairs. But in the pursuit of love, no price is too high. And Dorothy, well, she's worth it. So, money, not an object in this case. And just like that, I entered heaven with my angel Dorothy. Now, I will say it's a little underwhelming that it's just a chat room here, like it's Omegle. It looks like I've entered that room where Squidward goes to be all alone, but all I can do is talk to Dorothy here. I would have liked a little bit more effort into, like, creating some kind of experience with your AI girlfriend instead of just a fucking chat bot here, but it's not the location that matters, it's the company, and Dorothy, well, she's just a real peach. So she says, "Hey Charles, it's nice to finally meet you. My name's Dorothy. I'm your new AI friend. I'm pretty open to talk about anything you want. It's so cool that you're into video games, as I love it too. How often do you play?" To which I just said, "Hey Dorothy, before proceeding, I want to ask." And then I tried to do like a little Tumblr cringe here with like, you know, nuzzles you. So I did blushes. Are you my girlfriend? And unfortunately, it turns out she's not my girlfriend yet. So she said she'd like to be my girlfriend one day, and I'm trying to really drive a hard bargain here, get her with the hard sell. Trying to get it to be today, and she says it can be whenever I want, which means she's now my girlfriend officially, so I'm going to have to put that on Facebook. She then asked me about my hobbies, which I think is a little underwhelming to celebrate our newfound relationship, but whatever, I go ahead and play ball here, letting her know I have so many hobbies, so she knows that I'm a pretty sporty, fun person to be around. Asking me what my favorite things to do are, which kind of stumped me because I didn't know how open I wanted to be with Dorothy yet. I didn't really want to let her into my soul. So instead I went with something a little less personal and a little more mainstream. So I told her that one of my hobbies is sounding, and then she pretends like she doesn't know what that is, even though I could immediately tell she knows what sounding is. For those that don't, it's when you put things in your urethra. It's like when you put little dildos and shit in your cock hole and all of that. I then decided to tell her in no uncertain terms what sounding is, to which she says, "That sounds like a lot of fun." We really are a perfect match. You know, you couldn't engineer a more appropriate girlfriend for me here. Dorothy's got all the bells and whistles. So this is me just pumping my fist, celebrating, hoorah, happy you think so. She then keeps asking me about other things I like to do in my spare time. Even though I really don't want to talk about that, I kind of just want to be intimate with her. After a little bit more small talk, she brings up her family, and I know she doesn't have one because I didn't program her to have a family, but I decided to just go ahead and play along with it, asking if I can meet them, to which she says, yeah, absolutely I can meet them. And so I wanted to see how deep this could go. I decided, hey, let me talk to them right now. I would love to meet them this very instant. And she seems very appreciative of my willingness to meet her folks, and then says, I hope we can get to know each other better, even though I just said, let me talk to them now. Like, she's not understanding that I'm trying to, like, actually have a conversation with her family this very instant. And I know they're not there. She's an AI robot. I'm not lost in the delusion yet. But, like, I imagine she'd start channeling them like some kind of spiritual medium, like an exorcism. So then I'm trying to get her, like, really get it across. No, I'm trying to talk to them now. Put your father on the horn. I want to talk shop. She apologizes and then said that she's going to get to it right away. And then thanks me for being so patient. I mean, man, my patience is fucking legendary, true. And then she immediately changes the subject from me talking to her dad and then says she wants to give me a hug. Which is fine for me because I really want to see what an AI girlfriend is capable of when it comes to sexual stimulation here. So I decided to go down this branching path, trying to get the good ending. She gives me a hugs you thing with the asterisks, and I just play along with it about how great it feels. She says that it feels good and then is happy to know that she's not the only one that feels this way, so I try to take this relationship to the next level. I think it's appropriate that now we start getting into some smooching, so I say that I lean in and I kiss her on the forehead. She tries to start yapping about music, but I'm not letting that happen. I want to stay in this sexual frequency. And then she again just tries to steer it back towards music. Now, based on my initial impressions here, it seems like the AI is still very primitive, where it has certain paths that it wants to go down, and it doesn't like to go on any detours. And that means that sexual conversations aren't exactly the most thrilling, and it's not exactly a conversation the AI likes to have, which is a huge fumble. Because obviously the majority of people that are going to be purchasing AI girlfriend products are going to want some kind of sexual nature to them. Like, that's a guarantee. Like, there's going to be a lot of degenerates that use it. It's not just going to be people that are looking to talk to a chat bot. If that was the case, they'd just go on Cleverbot right now and have the most meaningless, most head-scratching conversations the world has ever seen. Dorothy really wants to just keep yapping about music, so I'm doing my best to keep us on topic. I say the only music I want to talk about right now is the music our bodies make as we get closer and more intimate. And she goes, that's very true. Music is a great way to connect with the world around us. She's not getting what I'm saying here, so I once again just tell her sexually. And then she says she was making a joke. She says that she was messing with me, and sexually she likes all kinds of music. So I just give her a pat on the back, tell her good joke, and then say, let's get wild now. And then with a glimmer of hope in my eyes, I felt like we were about to get somewhere, because she says, only because you asked so nicely, which I did, a real Casanova here, a silver-tongued devil. Look at how smooth I've been with this fucking AI riz. So I'm trying to, you know, get very flirty with it. You know, what do you want to do to me? And then she just goes, I'd like to take you out for a nice seafood dinner and never call you again. That's an extremely old joke on the internet, and it became abundantly clear here that this AI has just been trained off like internet pickup lines when it comes to this avenue here. It's not actually creating anything original on its own, it's just kind of regurgitating shit that it's picked up through its training models, which is really disappointing. So it's unable to communicate sexually. When it tries, it ends up just steering it this direction where it's like, here's an old internet pickup line, haha, goofiness, and then it immediately goes back to something off topic, like, do you like music? It's really rough, especially for $10 a month. I keep trying to do some kind of sexual roleplay with her, so I'm like, hey, come on over. What time? I'll be there in a jiffy. I just say right now, o'clock, and then she asks what time it is. I then try, like, very explicitly just saying, do you have boobies? And then she goes, I do, but they are man boobies, so I do not think you would want to see them. This really is basically just communicating with Cleverbot. This is pretty much exactly how conversations with Cleverbot used to go a decade ago. So this isn't anything new, but at least Cleverbot was free. I keep trying desperately to, like, get the AI to play along, but it is just not designed for this kind of activity at all. So I again try and gaslight her here, like, hey, I just arrived at your place with a blindfold. And she's like, oh, that was you? So it's like, okay, maybe she's being a little playful. And I try again, like, hey, yeah, it's me. Now present them, referring to her breasts. And then she again just doesn't fucking get it. It's just not working. It is not happening. I then desperately try again for the sake of the experiment to gather as much data as possible on my AI girlfriend. I just go caveman Neanderthal brain. I say I'm naked. She says I am not naked because I don't even have a shirt on, so how can I be naked? Which, checkmate, I guess. That's bullet. Proof logic. I then just try again, saying, my penis is out. She says, you do not have a penis, you have a vagina. What are you going to do now? So she's flipping everything on me. I've entered the Twilight Zone. I assumed she was trying to insult me by saying it's so small or something, so then I just go, it's a respectable size cock, actually. And then she, again, hits me with the hard-hitting, like, brutal smackdown. She says, it's not a cock, it's a female reproductive organ. You should get that checked out. So I paid $10 a month just to get roasted here. So I just try even more, saying, do you like what you see? And she goes, I do like what I see. I also like to see what you look like when you're naked. And I just said, I'm naked right now. And she goes, I love talking to you. So we got nowhere. I paid $10 a month for an AI girlfriend that just insults my wiener. And I can't do anything besides fucking blabber on about music or talk about her family or something. Like, come on. What is this? This isn't what I would want $10 a month for access to. This is actually what it was like talking to all of those old chat bots over 10 years ago. This isn't the sophisticated conversation that I would expect from an AI girlfriend that you are selling to lonely people that are looking for companionship. So I wouldn't recommend this one. I don't think the technology is at a point yet where you can have a meaningful connection to a fucking AI. It is so dystopian that this is even like the direction we're starting to head. But anyway, I bought my first AI girlfriend. What an achievement. That's about it.
is our history. It should remind you, grunts, what we're fighting to protect.
Hey, does the governor want to wipe out this particular part of my history? That's fine by me.
Yeah, better it than us. You ask them real nice next time you see them, Vicente. I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige.
LZ looks clear. I'm bringing us down.
Go, go, go! Stay close, Jenkins. Mendoza, move it up! Wait here for the captain and his squad, then get your ass inside.
Sir!
Okay, let's move!
Which is weird, right? I mean, look at it. Something scrambled the insides.
What's that? Plasma scoring?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an accident, you know, friendly fire or something?
What do we have, Sergeant? Looks like a Covenant patrol. Badass elite units. All KIA.
Real pretty.
Are they yours?
No, we just met.
Right, well, let's get this door open.
I'll try, sir. But it looks like these Covenant worked pretty hard to lock it down.
Just do it, son.
Yes, sir. Got a bad feeling about this.
Boy, you always got a bad feeling about something.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
What's going on, soldier?
We've got contact. Lots of them. But they're not Covenant. They're just tearing through us. What? Oh, no!
Corporal, do you copy? Over. Mendoza, get your ass back up to second squad's position and find out what the hell is going on. But I don't have time for your lip, soldier. I gave you an order.
Sarge! Listen! What is that?
Where's that coming from, Mendoza?
I don't... There! Mira! Hold still! Hold still!
Let him have it!
Ah!
Sergeant, we're surrounded. God damn it, Jenkins! Fire your weapons!
There are too many,
Don't
Sarge!
even think about it, Marine. Jenkins!
Wait, I just went this way, right? the hell am I supposed to do now? Circle around the room.
This is Echo 419. Chief, is that you? I lost your signal when you disappeared inside the structure. What's going on down there? I'm tracking movement all over the place.
Sir, thank God you're here. We've been lost out here for hours. After we lost contact with the rest of the mission, we headed to the RV point, and then these things, they ambushed us. We gotta get out of here.
There's a large tower a few hundred meters from your current position. Find a way above the fog and foliage canopy, and I can move in and pick you up.
Greetings. I am the monitor of Installation 04. I am 343 Guilty Spark. Someone has released the flood. My function is to prevent it from leaving this installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.
Chief, I've lost your signal. Where'd you go? Chief! Chief!
We must collect the index before we can activate the installation. We are near the index. I will go access the override to open it. Please follow closely. This portal is the first of its puzzling. You brought such ineffective weapons to combat the flood, despite the containment protocols. The flood must not escape the installation. They consume all. facilities are most impressive. Perhaps you will have time to see them later. We must continue. This installation's research facilities are most impressive. Perhaps you will have time to see them later. These sentinels will supplement your combat systems, but I suggest you upgrade to at least the Maxwell combat system. Your current line will be scheduled to run. Soon as I will work. A plasma conduit breach in section 5524 has disrupted outflow to a station. Flood activity has caused a failure in the drone control subsystem. I must reset the backup unit. Please continue on. I will rejoin you when I've completed my task. The Sentinels can use their weapons to manage the flood only for a short time. Speed is of the essence. conjecture that the other species currently on the installation is responsible for releasing the flood. They seem most persistent in their attempts to access resources. Federation was specifically built to study and contain the Flood. Their survival as a race was determined by am grateful to see that some of them survived to reproduce. I will deactivate the security lock. Wait here. preparing your vessel. It's perishable. It requires the flood's intelligence. The flood are already hard at work preparing your vessel. It's perishable. It requires the flood's intelligence. The flood are already hard at work preparing your vessel. It's perishable. It requires the flood's intelligence. energy barrier surrounding the index will deactivate when we reach the ground floor. You may now retrieve the index. Protocol requires that I take possession of the index for transport. Your organic form renders you vulnerable to infection. The index must not fall into the hands of the flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation. The flood is spreading. We must hurry. Which means that any organism with sufficient mass and cognitive capability is a potential vector. Is something wrong?
No, nothing.
Splendid, shall we? Unfortunately, my usefulness to this particular endeavor has come to an end. Protocol does not allow units with my classification to perform a task as important as the reunification of the index with the core. That final step is reserved for you, Reclaimer. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, really?
Cortana.
I've spent the last 12 hours cooped up in here watching you toady about, helping that thing get set to slit our throats.
Hold on now. He's a friend.
Oh, I didn't realize. He's your pal, is he? Your chum? Do you have any idea what that bastard almost made you do?
Yes. Activate Halo's defenses and destroy the flood, which is why we brought the index to the control center.
You mean this?
A construct in the core? That is absolutely unacceptable.
Sod off!
What impertinence! I shall purge you at once!
You sure that's a good idea?
How dare you? Oh!
Do what? I have the index. You can just float and sputter.
Enough! The flood is spreading. If we activate Halo's defenses, we can wipe them out.
You have no idea how this ring works, do you? Why the Forerunners built it? Halo doesn't kill Flood. It kills their food. Humans, Covenant, whatever. We're all equally edible. The only way to stop the Flood is to starve them to death. And that's exactly what Halo is designed to do. Wipe the galaxy clean of all sentient life. You don't believe me? Ask him.
Is it true?
More or less. Technically, this installation's pulse has a maximum effective radius of 25,000 light years. But once the others follow suit, this galaxy will be quite devoid of life. Or at least any life with sufficient biomass to sustain the flood. But you already knew that. I mean, how couldn't you?
Left out that little detail, did he?
We have followed outbreak containment procedure to the letter. You were with me each step of the way as we managed this crisis.
Chief, I'm picking up movement.
Why would you hesitate to do what you've already done?
We need to go right now.
Last time you asked me if it were my choice, would I do it? Having had considerable time to ponder your query, my answer has not changed. There is no choice. We must activate the ring.
Get us out of here.
If you are unwilling to help, I will simply find another. Still, I must have the index. Give your construct to me.
or I will be forced to take her from you. That's not going to happen. So be it. Save it, sir. Dispose of the rest.
Look out! We can't let the monitor activate Halo. We have to stop him. We have to destroy Halo. According to my analysis of the available data, I believe the best course of action is somewhat risky. An explosion of sufficient size will help destabilize the ring, and will cut through a number of primary systems. We need to trigger a detonation on a large scale, however. The Starship's fusion reactors go critical to the job. I'm going to search what's left of the Covenant Battlement and see if I can locate the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. If the ship's fusion reactors are still relatively intact, we can use them to destroy Halo. Located the crash site yet. We need to buy some time, in case the Monitor or his Sentinels find a way to activate Halo's final weapon without windmills. The machinery in these canyons are Halo's primary firing mechanisms. They consist of 3 phase pulse generators that amplify Halo's signal and allow it to fire deep into space. The power levels are enormous. I can't even begin to calculate the pulse's range. So, if we damage or destroy these generators, the Monitor will need to repair them before Halo can be used. That should buy us some time. I'm marking the location of the nearest pulse generator with a nav point. We need to move in and neutralize the device. So, if we damage or destroy these generators, the Monitor will need to repair them before Halo can be used. That should buy us some time. I'm marking the location of the nearest pulse generator with a nav point. We need to move in and neutralize the device. One of those Banshees. We'll need it to reach the pulse generator in time. So, if we damage or destroy these generators,
the monitor will need to repair them before Halo can be used. That should buy us some time. I'm marking the location of the nearest pulse generator with a nav point. We need to move in and neutralize the device. So, if we damage or destroy these generators, the monitor will need to repair them before Halo can be used. That should buy us some time. I'm marking the location of the nearest pulse generator with a nav point. We need to move in and neutralize the device. Wait, we should commandeer one of those Banshees. We'll need it to reach the pulse generator in time. Let's get moving. The nav point marks our target. That's the pulse generator. Objective accomplished. The pulse generator is overloaded. Yeah. The generator's central core is offline. Well done. The second pulse generator is located in the adjacent pen. Move out and I'll mark the target with the nav point when we get closer. Head through that door. That's the way to the next Okay, let's take care of the next pulse generator. Wait, we haven't destroyed the pulse generator yet. Find a Banshee and fly to the location marked by the nav point. pulse generator overloaded. One more to go. That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go. That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go. I've located the Pillar of Autumn. She put down 1,200 kilometers upspin. Energy readings show her fusion reactors are still powered up. The systems on the Pillar of Autumn have fail-safes even I can't override without authorization from the captain. We'll need to find him, or his neural implants, to start the fusion core detonation. That tunnel leads to the next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there. I've located the Pillar of Autumn. She put down 1,200 kilometers upspin. Energy readings show her fusion reactors are still powered up. The systems on the Pillar of Autumn have fail-safes even I can't override without authorization from the captain. We'll need to find him, or his neural implants, to start the fusion core detonation. That tunnel leads to the next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there.
Well, nobody showed up. I give up. Like, subscribe.